The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson, here joining you with Dick Girardi. We're here to bring you all the latest in horse racing and news from around the country. On today's show, special guest Brian San Frantillo from the Pennsylvania Breeders joining us to discuss the new upcoming 2-year-old Stallion Series and more news. And our friends at Tampa Bay Downs had their big day with the Tampa Bay Derby, the Marquee Race, and champion CC makes her return in the Grade 2 Azaria Oval. So lots of good racing around the country, but the good racing was here at Parks this week.
How about that race on Monday that we're going to tout here?
It was a go, and welcome back. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Well, let's jump right into it. Our local race of the week was Monday's 9th race, a starter optional claiming $16,000 going a mile and 70 yards, $36,000 purse. Field of 7, we did have one scratch, and our post-time favorite is Birchmont Road with Ruben Silvera, the number 8.
Yeah, 9 to 5. Lou Linder, Ruben Silvera, pretty deadly combination, just coming off a 6.5 length romp at 7 furlongs.
Lou loves those Ontario breds. And our second choice is One Nation, Jamie Ness, 5 to 2, Jamie Rodriguez.
Jamie Ness appears to be winning some races again this year. A mere 30% so far, but yeah, Jamie, One Nation, another horse that just they win races together.
Absolutely. And Jamie Rodriguez, we're going to hear more from him, but here's the call with Chris Griffin, our local race of the week.
Plenty of pace to chase here. Stay hydrated. It's still a neck, now a half length in front. Uncle Gary G is patiently ridden right there in second. Birchmont Road is out wider in third. Scoop Dog is watching all the action there. Is in the 4 spot, 22 and 4. So they really ripped through that opening quarter mile. Stay hydrated. Uncle Gary G, Birchmont Road. No easy lead still as they're approaching the half-mile pole. Getting closer now is Scoop Dog, who gets a nice trip, is 5 in front of One Nation, who gets going from the back of the field, less than a half mile to go. Sky Temple, the big gray. Stay hydrated, can stay hydrated, keep this going. 47 seconds flat for a half-mile time. Uncle Gary G driven along is Birchmont Road. Scoop Dog is starting to get closer, but is making up mild ground. One Nation, Sky Temple, the big gray. Uncle Gary G has put a neck in front. Uncle Gary G is now past Stay Hydrated, is going to have to hold off the closers. Getting closer, here comes One Nation. Sky Temple also rallying on. Scoop Dog, the big gray. Uncle Gary G at the top of the stretch, but looking weary here. It's Uncle Gary G up on the outside. Here comes Sky Temple. Sky Temple is now rolling out in the center of the racetrack. It's Sky Temple who's the new leader. Up on the far outside, One Nation, Scoop Dog, Sky Temple. Uncle Gary G is very resilient. Uncle Gary G is trying to battle back and is doing just that. One Nation now gets it in gear, and here comes One Nation. One Nation up on the far outside, Sky Temple. One Nation, Sky Temple. One Nation, Sky Temple. It's a photo.
One Nation and jockey Jamie Rodriguez came from the back to get that win. That was a good finish.
It was a great finish, and boy, kudos to Uncle Gary G, who finished third, who chased the pace, got out there, looked like he had no chance, kept trying to the end, but One Nation. And literally on the last jump, and I think Chris called it. That's a tough call right there. And then he said, it's a photo.
Yeah, he did a good job. Well, here's more with our winning jockey, Jamie Rodriguez. Talk about wait to the last minute.
Oh my God, he made me work.
He made you work for that.
I'm riding him from the 5A, and it's like one pace, 1 to 2, hold got next to him. Then he make a little bit of move. Then I got a little bit of trouble in the cuerpo, tip him out, and then he give me the kick again. I said, man, you made me work today.
Well, Jamie certainly earning his money riding One Nation all the way around there. Well, it's time for us to head to our first break, but when we come back, we're going to have Brian San Frantillo joining us, talk about a substantial donation made by the PA Breeders, and lots more on Let's Go Racing.
An additional $150,000 just recently.
Now available, an enhanced Parks Racing mobile app. The improved Parks mobile app will feature biometric login through fingerprint or face ID. View wagering information before building your wager. Customizable viewing options. Hands betting and transaction history. Helpful tips. And much more. The enhanced Parks mobile app, now available.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing, and joining us now is Brian San Frantillo from our Pennsylvania Breeders. Welcome, Brian. And yeah, you guys just made a really big donation to New Bolton. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We've been partnering with New Bolton Center since 2018. We donated $300,000 then and an additional $150,000 just recently for biomarker research. Basically, those biomarkers are going to be used to find out if a horse is in danger of injury or possibly been doped. So, as breeders, we really want to make sure that, our horses grow up and get to the races and everything is fine. So we really enjoyed making that donation.
Brian, in addition to that, the breeders have a big thing coming up this summer and then into September with the 2-year-olds and the new stakes races. Tell us about that.
Well, we wanted to do something to expand the program a little bit. I think if you don't continue to try to grow, your program becomes stagnant. So we wanted to do something that would help the stallions in Pennsylvania. So we got them all together, and they said this would help them the most. So what we're going to have is a PA bred, PA sired stallion series. This year it'll be 2 races, one on PA Day at the races and the other one on PA Derby Day. It'll be 4 stakes altogether, 2 for 2-year-olds and 2 for 2-year-old fillies. $100,000 on PA Day at the races and $200,000 on PA Derby Day. And next year it'll be 3 races. So I think it's going to be very beneficial to our stallions in state, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some more mares in too.
And see some of the stars of tomorrow, right? The 2-year-olds just starting to develop in the summer and the fall.
Absolutely.
Well, we love our PA breds, and thank you so much for your contribution on the integrity of sport, and look forward to those PA bred sired races. Well, it's time for us to jump into our national coverage, sponsored by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. And our national coverage begins with the Tampa Bay Derby, Grade 2, going a mile and 16th. $400,000, and our favorite is Classic Causeway, 4-5 for trainer Brian Lynch and Irad Ortiz.
Yeah, won the prep and did it impressively. Danny won that Sam Davis by over 3 lengths, and not a particularly huge buyer number. Only an 88 is going to have to go north to become a serious Derby contender.
And the icy Todd Pletcher with second choice Major General at 4-1.
Yeah, Todd Pletcher. Does he have any good horses ever, to your knowledge, Danny? Yeah, he's only winning 41% at Tampa Bay Downs.
He does, but he's been on a losing streak. We're going to see if he can come out of it.
Poor Todd.
I know.
I feel so bad for him.
Poor Todd. Well, here's the call with Jason Beam of the Grade 2 Tampa Bay Derby.
It is Classic Causeway to lead him. Grantham trying to slip through down along the inside. Giant Game, Trademark, they're in that second flight as well. Shipsational now back in that 6th position. It's a length and a half more then. Back to Golden Glider races mid-pack. Belgrade's right outside of that one. 3 more back to Major General, who's pushed along in the early going. Then comes Happy Boy Rocket. And Spin Wheel is at the back as they spin onto the back stretch. 23-3. Classic Causeway once again unopposed. Classic Causeway just a length and a half in front of Giant Game. Grantham down toward the inside. Shipsational, Trademark. Now 4 of them lining up in behind this favored leader up front as they run past the 4.5. It's 2 more then back to Belgrade. Happy Boy Rocket tries to move up outside of Golden Glider. Major General still being shoved upon, is being passed at the back now by Spin Wheel. 48 seconds flat for that opening half mile. Classic Causeway to the far turn. A host of challengers just in behind. Grantham down toward the inside. Here's Shipsational. Shipsational starting to launch up on the outside. Draws within 3/4 of a length. Trademark in amongst horses with Giant Game. Belgrade is trying to wind up on the outside. Happy Boy Rocket pushed along. Classic Causeway continues to cruise to the quarter pole. A length and a half in front. Shipsational on the outside. Trademark looking for room just in behind with Grantham as Classic Causeway comes to the top of the lane in front. It's Classic Causeway off the turn. Grantham still battling away. Trademark in between horses. Irad Ortiz says go with Classic Causeway. They lead it past the furlong pole. Grantham is second. Shipsational, Trademark. Golden Glider late on the seat. It's Classic Causeway still in front. Classic Causeway inside the final 16th. The sun shines bright on Classic Causeway, who wins the Tampa Bay Derby by 2.
And Classic Causeway just getting a flyer out of the starting gate and always keeping that momentum going. Him and Irad just dominant in this race.
Yeah, it's interesting, Danny, and I wrote about this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com. There is a lot of speed horses heading for Kentucky at this point. Giant Causeway is clearly one of them. I mean, really fast. This race was over in a hurry. Still, the numbers aren't there, only an 84. Be interesting to see what Brian Lynch does. Is there another prep? Is there a bluegrass? Are they going to take this horse straight from this race to the Derby? Obviously, got enough points. He's the points leader at this moment. Classic Causeway. By Giant's Causeway, mile and a quarter sounds like a good thing, right?
It certainly does.
But you better start running faster. That's my only thing.
8 weeks is a long time to wait if he doesn't go to the bluegrass, but I know they're knocking him. You know, he did run against faster horses, or maybe he just didn't have to run that fast. Who knows?
Well, that's possible, but having said that, we're going to see a race in a minute that went like a second and a half faster at the same distance. That's a little concerning for those of us who are into speed figures.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly am. Well, let's jump right to it. At Oak Lawn Park, it's the Grade 2 Azeri Stakes for our fillies and mares. $350,000 going a mile and 16th. And our favorite is She Dares the Devil. Even money for Brad Cox. Going to get Florent Giroux back up.
So last seen in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, where there was, remember that meltdown pace, couldn't make the front, didn't run terribly. I finished 6th, beaten 6.5. And before that, I mean, just has had a great run, over 2.3 million, won the Kentucky Oaks. Just a neat horse for Brad Cox.
She certainly is, but she's going to have to contend with CC from Michael McCarthy. Victor Espinoza made the trip out 8-5. Gotta love CC.
Now you think CC, you think mostly one turn and sprinting, but she went to Oak Lawn in April of 2020 and won the Apple Blossom. So it's not like she can't beat good horses going long.
Absolutely. We'll see what the champ has in store. Here is the call of the Grade 2 Azeri Stakes.
She Dares the Devil and Lady Mystified to the front. Golden Curl and CC away 3rd and 4th. Then comes At the Rail and Ava's Grace. Pauline's Pearl after early trouble is second to last, and the trailer is She's All Wolf. She Dares the Devil uncontested to the backstretch, and she leads it by a length and a half from Golden Curl in second. Lady Mystify is a pumped up 3rd. She's joined and passed by CC to the outside. Those two are about 2.5 from the front. Then comes Ava's Grace and Pauline's Pearl. They've got 5 lengths to make up. 5 lengths last to She's All Wolf up the backstretch. In the 36th running of the Azeri, She Dares the Devil, rolling along in front. And she's a comfortable leader by 3/4 of a length from Golden Curl in second. Champion CC is 3 deep in 3rd and 2 from the front, with Lady Mystify just inside of her. Pauline's Pearl still has 4 lengths to make up. Ava's Grace inside of her. She's All Wolf has trailed throughout, and She Dares the Devil has led throughout. She Dares the Devil, trying to get away, but here comes the champion, CC after her, and here we go. The stage is set. She Dares the Devil just a half length. CC on the attack. Pauline's Pearl is running a very big race. After early trouble, 2 from the lead. She Dares the Devil and CC shoulder to shoulder. CC a half ahead in front. She Dares the Devil back to second, and now CC leads by a full length. She Dares the Devil. Pauline's Pearl, and she's all wolf. CC to the final 16th, and Victor Espinosa has her set down, but Pauline's Pearl is after her, and even She Dares the Devil coming back. Pauline's Pearl, CC turns them away, and CC wins the Azeri.
What an exciting race, but CC getting the win. I mean, that finish, you have to give a lot of credit to Victor Espinosa. He knows her so well, and they just dug in gamely. And nice finish from the other two as well.
Yeah, no doubt. This was a terrific race. She Dares the Devil to the lead, and Victor's in the toughest spot, right? He's sitting second. When do I go? When do I run after the leader? And if I do that, do I have enough to hold off Pauline's Pearl? Did all of those things. I thought in many ways this was CC's greatest race because she had every reason to get beat and wouldn't get beat. And I think actually was getting away from him again at the end. Puts her over $2 million, and our good friend Michael McCarthy has just done a wonderful job with this now 6-year-old mare, CC.
Eclipse award-winning
Yes,
6-year-old mare.
exactly.
Very happy for them. Well, let's move on. We're going to head back to Tampa Bay Downs. It's the Grade 3 Challenger Stakes going a mile and 16th. We're going to see our older horses. Greatest Honors our favorite for Shug McGahee. Jose Ortiz back aboard.
Yeah, and this is one of these horses that's always had this potential. Won the Fountain of Youth, won the Holy Bull last year, and then something happened, came off the Derby trail after the Florida Derby, and first race in a long time, but obviously major potential by Tappan.
Absolutely. And Cody's Wish at second choice for Bill Mott. Luis Saez, cool to see him at Tampa Bay Downs. He's been tearing it up down at Gulfstream.
Yeah, and talk about well-bred by curling out of a Tappet mare dance card and Bill Mott. It's interesting, when Mott and McGahee come into places they normally don't run all that much, they always get bet, and with good reason, because they win a lot.
Absolutely. Here's the call of the Challenger Stakes.
Wolfie's Dynagos showing good early speed. Tune in. Right up alongside that one in the second spot, but Wolfie's Dynagos able to get the lead pretty easily here as they run to the first turn now. Tune in getting a little closer from second. On the outside, Scalding is out in third. Greatest Honor cuts the corner from the inside fourth, about 3.5 off the speed. Then comes Cody's Wish. It's another length then back to Mischief Afoot, and Dynamic One is the early trailer in the Challenger with 6.5 furlongs to go. It's Wolfie's Dynagos the leader. Wolfie's Dynagos onto the backstretch in front now by 3 to tune in the second spot. Scalding up on the outside now, puts in a spot into third, is down toward the inside. Greatest Honor is fourth, 23-2. For that opening quarter mile, is Wolfie's Dynagos coasting up front. Wolfie's Dynagos to the 5 furlong marker, still in front by 3. Scalding up on the outside, getting a little closer now as that second pack as Tune In moves along with Scalding. Greatest Honor continues down toward the inside, is fourth now, just 2.5 lengths behind. Then comes Cody's Wish. Dynamic One and Mischief Afoot, those two still at the back, but now just 6 lengths front to back. In fact, not even that much, 4.5 maybe, as they go toward the far turn. 48 seconds flat for that opening half mile. Wolfie's Dynagos the leader by a length. In the second spot, Scalding. Cody's Wish starts to launch up on the outside, coming up alongside of Tune In, who's now back fourth. Dynamic One went right by Greatest Honor. Greatest Honor being pushed along, but losing ground as Mischief Afoot going by that one as well. They come to the top of the stretch. Wolfie's Dynagos, Scalding, and a 3 wide. Cody's Wish coming after them. Dynamic One continues to make progress. Going to be 4 wide as they come to the top of the stretch. Still has to make up 3. Wolfie's Dynagos still the leader. Here's Scalding right up alongside. Cody's Wish joining them as 3 of them line up. Dynamic One, Greatest Honor is getting back into the bit on the outside, trying to rally up. Final 16th to go. It's Cody's Wish. Scalding trying to go with that one. It's down to these two. Scalding digs in. Cody's Wish on the outside. Scalding going to go on to win it. Cody's Wish was second. Dynamic One third.
The other Shug horse gets the win. Scalding with Javier Castellano at 5-1. Son of Nyquist. Nyquist has really turned out to be a nice sire.
Yes, he has. And, of course, he ran here in the Pennsylvania Derby the year he won the Kentucky Derby. And this is 3 in a row now for Scalding. And, Danny, to my point earlier about Classic Causeway, Scalding ran the distance in 144.90, or excuse me, 143.53. And Classic Causeway in 144.90, so that's almost a second and a half slower for the Derby contender. It's not like Scalding, you say, boy, if you put him as a 3-year-old, he'd be a star. He's 4 now, but that concerns me if I'm around Classic Causeway.
Absolutely, and the track was already dried out at this point, and the races were close together, so you would think it was a similar surface that they were running on.
Yeah, you'd
Absolutely.
have to think so. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, it's time for us to head to a break. When we come back, we're going to have our Jockey and Trainer of the Week. We're going to see what Turning for Home's up to and lots more racing. See you on the other side of this break.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. And Turning for Home was really busy. They were out at the Horse World Expo. It was in Harrisburg. It's a place where you could showcase all different breeds of horses, and thoroughbreds were there. And there was one in particular, a recent retiree that stole the show, Bill's Mafia. 74 career starts, retired perfectly sound. He literally just left the racetrack, and he was able to go in front of thousands of fans in an arena and show how well adjusted these thoroughbreds are and what they're exposed to at the racetrack. And Bill was just unfazed in a packed Horse World Expo with lots of horse enthusiasts. We sure love our thoroughbreds, and Bill's Mafia is now with his new home in the Bluegrass State in Kentucky. So happy for Bill. And Lindsay Partridge, of course, won the trail competition on a thoroughbred going across all those competitive ranch horses and the parade of breeds. Just a great show time to showcase what these thoroughbreds can do.
I wish we would have been there.
Yeah, absolutely. Danielle Montgomery was well represented. Well, our Jockey of the Week, we didn't do one last week, but we have to give it to Ruben Silvera. 6-win day is not easy.
No, 6 wins, seriously? Come on, Ruben. Picking up right where he left off in 2020.
He certainly was. And the last race was on a 10-1 shot.
Hello.
Absolutely. Well, that leads us into our Trainer of the Week. We have to give it, it's a little late, but Jamie Ness, I mean, 6-win day to finish out Parks Madness. Yep. He went loaded into those starters.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, all the guys that were out here that day, the former Temple players, and I mean, Speedy Marsh was out here. All they had to do was just bet Jamie Ness and Ruben. They would have won every race.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with those guys, and hopefully we got some new horse racing fans. And I think me and Ed Coletti almost got the Temple guys talked into buying a horse.
Yeah,
so
we'll get them back out here.
We'll see how that goes at Cherry Owl coming your way. Well, let's head to race recap at Gulfstream Park. It's the Grade 3 Hurricane Birdie Stakes going 6.5 furlongs. And keep an eye on the gray horse. She's way in the back, Obligatory.
Yeah, Obligatory. I mean, this is her running style right, Danny. She just sits off the pace. But, man, when she makes her move, and she kind of came on the scene last year in the 8 Bells Derby week at Churchill Downs, and this is the same kind of power moves. She's going to run away from this field, win by 3 lengths, and look really good doing it.
Yeah, she sure did. And a lot of people remember she ran here in the Cotillion Stakes.
Yep.
Got second to Clairiere, so we know that beautiful gray. Well, we're going to head to Santa Anita on the hillside turf going downhill, 1.5 miles. This is a long race. The Grade 3 San Luis Rey, $125,000. But pace makes the race, and Acclimate sure does that here.
Yeah, Acclimate to the front. This is how he runs. I mean, he's just one of these neat old horses now. 8 years old, Danny, and still firing. And looks like maybe they're going to catch Acclimate, but went too slow too early. They couldn't catch up. 24-second final quarter. Acclimate at even money wins the San Luis Rey.
Absolutely. Dicey Mo Chara. I just wanted to say that cool name for Leonard Parrell. Was making a run, but couldn't quite get to Acclimate, the cool 8-year-old. And we're going to head back to our friends at Tampa Bay Downs. It's the Florida Oaks Grade 3, 1 mile and 16th on the turf, $200,000. And it's a Chad Brown Exacta.
It is a Chad Brown Exacta. And how about, we mentioned Pletcher was doing well at Tampa. How about Chad Brown on the year at 45%? Seriously? And here he is with the Exacta. The 3 Dolce Zell is going to run down their stablemate Spicer. Spicer looked like the winner the whole way.
She did.
Dolce Zell comes the French bred for Chad, and he runs 1-2, and the Ortiz brothers run 1-2.
Absolutely. Ira getting the win on Dolce Zell, who made her first United States start. So looks like we're going to see a lot more of her here in some of those bigger races,
Chad
I would
looks
think.
loaded for 2022, and he's even got some Derby possibilities. Look out.
Absolutely. Well, it's time for Ion Racing, and no Derby preps this weekend, but it's Whitmore Day at Oaklawn Park. How cool is that? There's a Grade 3 Whitmore Stakes and the Essex Handicap.
Yeah, Oaklawn, it's such a neat meet, and Whitmore's one of their all-time favorite horses. Of course, he ran in the Breeders' Cup Sprint year after year after year, and then he finally got it done at Keeneland when Larry Coleman said, and here's the old man, Whitmore, to win it.
It's pretty cool. They have him ponying on the racetrack, so I've been seeing lots of pictures on Twitter. Whitmore looks like he's loving his second career, and 5 stakes down at Laurel Park. And but it's going to be a little bit of a quieter weekend.
Yeah, we're gearing up for those final preps. And again, I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com, Danny. But the Wood Memorial, the Santa Ana Derby, the Arkansas Derby, the Florida Derby, the Louisiana Derby, they're all coming soon. The Bluegrass, and that's where we'll really get a sense of who you and I will see when we head to Kentucky in May.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Well, it's time for us to head to our final break. When we come back, news and notes. Stick around. Let's Go Racing. I'll be right back.
The PA Horse Breeders Association introduces the Pennsylvania Stallion Series. 4 brand new races to be run at parks for PA-sired, PA-bred 2-year-olds. There are 2 $100,000 contests on August 22nd, PA Day at the races. September 24th, PA Derby Day, has 2 more races, each with a $200,000 purse. The PA Stallion Series, yet another reason why Pennsylvania is the premier place to breed and race. For more, please visit PABred.com.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with 0 tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which helps continuing education for our wonderful backstretch community. And we're still running strong on Saturdays on Sirius Radio Channel 85. You're up this week.
I'm up this week. It's my turn, and we'll obviously be discussing the Parks Madness races, mostly because of the great handle numbers all the way through that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Danny, very similar to what happened after Christmas when they ran over those 100,000. I think they've found a formula here that works, and I think this will not be the last time. And of course, this was unfortunate because we had the scratches a couple of days because of the quarantine. But I think this is something they found something that they can keep working in the future.
Absolutely. And we have the good horses and the good horsemen. The races will follow. I was talking to Jeff Maddie about that. He's really excited. This is a new precedent we're going to see a lot of. And with the handle being up, we're able to put on some great races.
Right. Handle is up, and it's not many places where handle came up 70% like it did in 2021 over 2019, like it did here at Park. So the daily average handle is up and soaring.
Well, speaking of handle, come bet with us. We race here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 12:55 is post time. I'm always out here on the rail, and you can use your Parks Racing mobile app or just go to the ticket, go to the window, old school. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Dick and I thank you. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Speaker's Corner has early speed. Hot Rod Charlie, Midnight Bourbon, American Revolution. American Revolution, a 16th to go. Hot Rod Charlie is opening up. Hot Rod Charlie will